Hello everyone, welcome to this session. In this video lecture, we will see the derivation of combined loading and related numerical onto this particular topic. In the unit number 5, principal stresses and strains. So up till now, we have studied whenever there are stresses are acting, it may be a direct stresses, maybe a shear stresses are acting. At that time, on a different plane, what are the principal stresses, principal strains, and on what, in which principal planes that these stresses are acting. So in the earlier video lecture we have studied for various types of the stresses are induced into the member because of the different types of the loadings, but in this particular video lecture we will see the another type of the loading which is act onto the member, and because of this loading the stresses are induced into the members, and what will be their principal stresses, and also we will determine the principal planes on which these stresses are acting. So let us start with the first slide. The first of all we will see the derivation. This derivation is the expression for principal stresses, principal planes for a solid circular shaft of a diameter capital D subjected to combined torsion and bending effect. So here in this derivation we have taken a member which is a shaft which is circular in cross section and whose diameter is capital D, and on this particular shaft there are two types of the loadings are act. One is the torsion. Torsion is the twisting moment because of the applied torque, and also there is a effect of bending moment onto this particular shaft. So there are stresses are induced, and we have to derive the expression for principal stress and the plane on which these stresses are acting. So here in front of you there is a figure of the shaft is drawn whose length is capital L, and the cross section of that shaft which is circular in nature and whose diameter is capital D. So first of all we have assumed that stresses means the direct stresses are acting onto this shaft. So this is the state of the stress at a point. So here in this figure you can see there is a direct stress sigma x which is acting in the x direction. The nature of this stress is tensile, and also along with the shear stress acting onto the xy plane, so that magnitude of that shear stress is tau. Also the stresses, direct stress acting onto the y direction is considered as a 0. So as we have derived earlier topics that principal stress, whenever there is a direct stresses are acting in two mutually perpendicular direction, that is x direction and y direction, our expression for principal stress is as below. In the slide you can see sigma p is equal to sigma x plus sigma y divided by 2 plus or minus sigma x minus sigma y divided by 2 bracket square plus tau xy square. So this is the expression is to determine the principal stress. For one value you have to take the plus sign, and for other value this expression in this expression we have to take a minus sign. So now you can see when the only direct stress is acting in only one direction, means if you consider that only it is acting onto the x direction, at that time your principal stress expression will be sigma p is equal to sigma x plus divided by 2 plus or minus under root sigma x by 2 bracket square tau xy square. So as we know that bending stress formula we have already studied. So from that bending stress or flexural formula we can derive this expression, that sigma expression 32m divided by pi d cube. So this expression we have determined by that sigma upon y and is equal to m upon I. So if you use that basic relation, so you can derive this bending stress also, and also that tau, that is a shear stress. So tau divided by r, and T is equal to T divided by J. So from that basic relation you can derive this shear stress expression also. If you put both of these bending stress and shear stress in the above expression, your expression will be sigma p is equal to 32m divided by 2 pi d cube plus or minus 32m divided by 2 pi d cube raised to square plus 16t divided by pi d cube square. So if you common from these terms 16 by pi d cube, so remaining will be m plus or minus under root of m square plus t square. So this is the expression for principal stress. For one value you have to take the plus sign, for other value you can take the minus sign, so which with the maximum principal stress and other value minimum principal stresses. And corresponding principal planes can be determined by using this tan 2 theta 1 is equal to twice of tau xy divided by sigma x minus sigma y. So this expression relation we have already studied in the earlier topics. So same relation you can use, because here the stresses are acting, shear stress is also acting onto the plane, and also the direct stresses, that is the sigma x and sigma y, which is acting in the x direction and y direction respectively. So here we have considered the shear stress and bending stress, so that's why you directly take this 2 into tau, because tau is equivalent to tau xy or tau yx. And for sigma x minus sigma y, you consider as a sigma only, because only direct stress is acting in one direction. So directly put the value of tau we already derived, and sigma value, that is a bending stress. So if you put both of this value, and after simplifying this, you will get the relation T upon M. So means the theta 1 is equal to tan inverse of T, which is the torsion, and M is the bending moment. And if you determine the theta 2, you will get from this theta 1 plus 90 degree, because principal planes are mutually perpendicular to with each other, means the angle between the two principal plane is 90 degree. Because of this it is perpendicular, both of these planes. And after that, maximum shear stress can be determined by, again, the basic formula, that tau max is equal to sigma p1 minus sigma p2 divided by 2. So already we have determined sigma p1 and sigma p2. So if you put both of this value, and after simplifying, after putting into this expression, your expression will be 1/2 16 divided by pi d cube in bracket m plus under root of m square plus t square minus m plus m under root of m square plus t square. So you further, if you simplified this expression, the final expression will be tau max is equal to 16 divided by pi d cube under root of m square plus t square. So this is the relation after derivation. So many of the times, if it is that combined loading, means the bending moment and the torsion which is acting onto the member, at that time for the maximum shear stress you can use this relation. Okay, so on to this particular formulas, whatever we have derived. So we will take one short problem so that you can understand that what type of problems are asked onto the combined loading, means bending moment, and along with this the torsion or torsion is also applied, and because of that principal stresses and principal planes we can determine from the derived formula. Okay, so first of all we will take one problem on this. A shaft section 100 mm in diameter is subjected to bending moment of 4000 Newton meter and torque of 6000 Newton meter. Find the maximum direct stress induced on the section and specifies the position of the plane on which it is act. So if you look at to this particular problem, if you are not understand, you can again read out this problem, try to mention all the given values, and after that in the problem, in the last statement which shows the quantities which you have to determine. So from this problem, the shaft is there, and the diameter of the shaft is 100 mm, and also it is subjected to torque which is 6000 Newton meter, and bending moment is also given. So first of all they ask about the maximum direct stress, means maximum principal stress. Okay, and on the section, and also on which plane this stress is acting. So means principal stress and also the inclination or orientation of the principal plane. So let us start for the solution of this problem. Diameter it is written, torque T is also written, bending moment is given 4000. So first of all we determine the sigma P, that is the principal stress. So 16 divided by pi d cube, directly the formula is given. In the earlier slide we have derived this formula, m plus or minus m square plus t square under root. So if you put a bending moment d, that is the diameter of the shaft, and capital T is the torque applied on this particular shaft. So all these values are given. If you put all these value and doing this particular calculation of this expression, so you will get the value, and one value, for one value you have to take plus sign, another value you have to take the minus. So this sigma P1, the value is getting 57.0976 MPa. This is tensile in nature, and sigma P2 is equal to minus 16 into minus 16.354 MPa, which is compressive in nature. So two values we are getting from this principal stress, and these two stresses are principal. One is the maximum principal stress, and other is the minimum principal stress. In other words, it's also called as a major principal stress, and other value is minor principal stress. And finally they ask about the plane on which these principal stresses are acting. So position of that plane. So as usual, that formula it is 2 theta is equal to tan inverse of T divided by M. So T means the torque applied and M is the bending moment. So torque is given 6000 into 10 raised to 3, and bending moment is given, which is 4000 into 10 raised to 3. Actually it is converted into Newton mm. In the problem that value is given in Newton meter, and also torque is also given Newton meter. So if you convert into Newton mm, so multiply by 10 raised to 3. So if you put this torque or torsion and bending moment, so you will get the theta value, which is 28.155. So this particular theta, it is the position of the plane on which these stresses are acting. And this is the one plane, and if you want to determine the other plane, this is it will be exactly perpendicular to this particular plane. So for that other angle you have to add 90 degree, so that you will get these both of this plane on which these principal stresses are acting. So I hope you understood this problem of the combined loading on which the shaft which is subjected to torsion, and also other load is bending moment. So torsion and bending moment combined it is act. That's why that type of the loading, it is called as the combined loading. So the formulas we have derived in the first two slides, and also we have studied that how the stresses are considered, and from the basic relationship you can derive this particular principal stress on which this bending stress and shear stresses is acting. Bending stress because of the bending moment, shear stress because of the torsion. As we know that whenever there is a torque is applied, twisting is there, at the time that shear stress is coming to the picture, and the stresses, shear stresses are maximum onto the outer surface. Whenever you go from the center to the outer surface, that shear stresses are increases. That's why these two types of the loadings are very much important, and from that also you can determine the principal stresses which is acting onto the planes. Okay, I hope you understood the derivation of the combined loading, bending moment and torsion, and a very small problem that is on this combined loading, so of this particular shaft. So I hope if it is in the problem, this problem if it is asked in the examination, you will be in a better position to solve this problem from this basic relation. If you are not able to remember the formula, so please remember the derivation from how this particular formulate is derived from the basic relationship of the principal stress. And also many of the times along with the principal stress and principal plane, maximum shear stresses are also asking. So you should know that maximum shear stress can be determined by sigma p1 and sigma p2. If you know these two values, you only just putting the formula, so you can determine the maximum shear stress also. Thank you very much for attending this particular video.